Hi, it's Teacher Melissa coming here from my home where I'm in quarantine. I'm recovering from a mild to moderate case of COVID. Excuse me, I've still got a cough. I still sound all stuffed up, but I am a little bit on the upswing, and I feel very blessed that my case was much more mild than those among us who have had to be hospitalized or have even lost folks from COVID-19. But I do want to focus this video on some tips for you of what to do if you are a VIPKid teacher and you find yourself in somewhat of an emergency situation like I did when I became ill with COVID about a week ago. So here's my number one advice to you. Have a written out plan ready to go before an emergency happens. Now, we all know, we have seen on Facebook pages where people have posted awful emergencies. They've been hospitalized in a car wreck, even the death of a loved one or a beloved pet, and they need to cancel a class and they're in a panic. They don't know what to do, or their power is out and they're on their phone on Facebook. What do I do? What do I do? And these are really valid emergencies, and I feel for these people and I want to help. So let's start now. Figure out what you're going to do ahead of time. Write down a plan, and hopefully that will help you. Now, I do want to say, first of all, if you are in a true emergency, it's best to just forget about VIPKid. Just don't go to the class. You don't there's nothing better about canceling than getting a no-show as far as your contract is concerned. They're treated exactly the same. So my advice to you is if there's a really big emergency, just forget about VIPKid, fix that later. Now, I know that's easier said than done. I'm pretty type A. It's more stressful for me to not take care of it than to just take care of it. And actually, it's a little annoying to me sometimes if people say, oh, that's no big deal. Don't stress about it. I'm like, honey, you let me figure out what my stress level should be. So I get that. But for me, writing down what to do ahead of time helps me not stress so much and take care of things in that emergency situation. So the first thing you need to know how to do is to cancel a class on your phone. And the reason I say this is often when emergencies happen, we are nowhere near our computer. We're not near our home. We're laying sick in bed, or we are out and about. We're delayed in traffic. We're stuck at the airport. We're at the hospital with our kids or our parents. So usually most emergencies, you only have access to your phone. So the number one thing you need to know to do is how to cancel a class on your phone app. Now keep in mind, if you know an emergency is going to last for several hours, the financial penalty initially for canceling is much less if you can cancel more than 2 hours before. Now, hopefully you're going to get a soft cancellation documentation, and you're going to get a soft cancellation and you'll get all that money back. But even then, for me, it's less stressful if I can cancel ahead of time, know my students are going to get a substitute before class. They're not going to lose 5 minutes of their class time because I just didn't show up. Okay, but so here's how to cancel on your phone. So you're just going to go on the phone app, all right? And the first thing that you are going to do is from the home page on your phone app. Now, my brain's a little slow and medicated right now. But first thing you're going to do on your phone app is when you open the phone app is you're just going to go to that little time. Let's see if my camera, there we go. See the little time slots button at the bottom right there? I'm going to click on the time slots button so I can just see what classes I've got. Now, I'm going to skip ahead to Saturday, December 12th, so you can see some classes that I have not yet taught, okay? So I'm on Saturday, December 12th, and there are my classes. There's nowhere on this time slots page to cancel. So I need to go to that booking slot at the very top of my screen, right up here next to the month. So I'm going to click on that booking slot. And now you can see, I'm going to go ahead, it automatically defaults to that day. So I'm going to go ahead and go ahead, make sure I'm on the right day. I'm looking at the 12th, and I'm just going to click on one of those slots, okay? I'm not going to cancel this, don't worry. I'm just going to show you. So I've clicked on the class, and there's nowhere on there that it says to cancel. You can scroll all you want. It's hidden. I'm just telling you, it's these three little buttons here at the top. If I click those three little buttons right there, a cancel class slot comes up there, and that's where you can click to cancel the class. Okay, so that's how you cancel a class on your phone app. Now, if you are at home and you're on the computer and you want to do that and you need to cancel, you just go to the bookings page. I'll pull up a screenshot here real quick. You just go to your regular bookings page. Just click on the class on the bookings page, not the classroom part, the bookings page like this. Just click on the class and a button pops up to cancel. So you can easily just cancel your class right there. All right. Now, another thing you need to know is how to get a hotspot on your phone. So let's say you've got an internet emergency or you have electricity emergency, which also knocks out your internet. Okay. You need to know how to get a hotspot on your phone to run your iPad or to run your computer. Okay, because you can use your data on your phone. If you don't know how to do that, if you don't know if that's possible with your data plan, I'm sorry, you're going to need to put on your big girl panties and call your data provider. That's who can help you. Now, before the virus, when I was able to just walk into my phone store, that was my number one advice. Go into the local phone store of your provider, AT&T or Verizon or whoever. I walked in with my phone and my laptop and said, show me how to get to run internet on my laptop using the data on this phone. And the guy laughed and he walked me through it. I explained I was streaming for a job and he walked me through it and showed me how to do that. And I wrote down the steps and I keep them right by my desk, keep them in my drawer actually, of how to get a hotspot on my phone quickly. And I've had to do that 2 or 3 times in the time I've been with VIPKid where the internet was just out. So I had to use my hotspot. I would never have remembered that, and I would have been scrambling and probably would have gotten a teacher no-show because I couldn't get it in time. So having the information written down was key when I'm stressed and in a hurry to just follow those steps that I had written down. So write it down. That's my number one tip today. Whatever you learn, write it down. Another thing you might want to write down is how to access any kind of teledoc that might be available to you. Again, I see on Facebook, people are on there, how do I get to a teledoc? And I feel sorry for them because now they're sick. They don't feel good, and they're trying to figure out what to do about a doctor. So especially today, your own doctor's office, as mine does, might have a telephone appointment type thing that you can speak to them, get a doctor's note, whatever you need. If you don't have that, find out a teledoc service you can use. Go ahead and get set up. Not only write down those phone numbers or the website, but get it set up. Get on and register on your own doctor's website. Whatever you have to do it ahead of time. Be set and ready to go. Written down near your desk, ready to go in an emergency. And now applying for soft cancel, you're going to need that doctor's note if you are able to get that for you or for caring for a family member. And also for the, if there's an electric emergency or internet emergency, find out if your company that is your provider actually does provide any kind of documentation. Where can you get that on the website? Now, again, you can do that later. You don't need that to cancel. This is when you're applying for a soft documentation. But if you're like me, I want to know ahead of time. Where can I find that? What does that look like? Is it even available? Some internet companies will not give you a letter for internet outage because they don't want to be responsible for companies losing money because they did not provide their service. And that's really why they don't give it. So they might have an outage map on their website, but that's about it. So it might make you feel better to know what type of documentation is going to be available. Who do you contact? Where do you get that? Is it on a phone app? Often it's so much easier if you've got an app for your electric company and your internet provider on your phone rather than just relying on their website, of course, because you can quickly screenshot that and it's real easy to send in a ticket for documentation for that. So just knowing how all of those things work, all right? So a written plan is what this video is about. Write it down. Find out what you need. Have it written and ready so that when you're sick, when you're stressed, all of that, excuse me, I almost made it through. Oh, when you are sick, when you are stressed, you don't have to think about those things. You can just grab your written plan and have it ready to go to help you out. Okay. I hope this helps. I hope all of you are staying safe and well. Give a thumbs up if you like this video. And don't forget to leave comments below if there's other things I forgot that you think is important to have written down in your emergency plan.